Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today I'm making biscuits. We're going to see how it works. I've already put some in the gravy. Now we're going to make biscuits with it and see how it comes out. Somebody wanted me to show them what would I use it for. This is where I'm going to be using the Jerusalem artichoke powder that we had. First off, you know I'm going to put a half a cup of whole wheat in my biscuits. Definitely, and then 1.5 cups of all-purpose. This is to make sure that we get those minerals and everything that we need. I mean, if you can get up to my age and not have arthritis, I'd say you're eating pretty good. I wonder if I'm going to have it when I'm 80. I want to keep on eating like this and just see, you know. Because you can't depend upon the government to care for you. You have to care for yourself. There's no retirement in life. You still have to eat. You still have to clothe yourself, shelter. So see, there's no, I just put in 2 cups of flour, 1.5 cups of white flour, and 1/2 cup of whole wheat. There is no retirement in life. We're going to take a tablespoon of Jerusalem artichoke powder. This you have to make. I don't think they sell it anywhere. But Jerusalem's great. They give you those yellow flowers in late summer into autumn. And then when the plants die, you'll know when they kill over. You pick up your Jerusalem artichokes, pull them out of the ground, or if you want to dig them up, but make sure you leave some for the following year. I don't know if I've left any in the ground. I don't know yet. A tablespoon of baking powder. See that brown? That's the Jerusalem artichokes. And they are like a potato. They're part of the potato family, and a teaspoon of salt. Now before I put shortening in this, I want to make sure I get that Jerusalem artichoke powder and salt and baking powder all mixed up. You can set your oven at 450. We're going to be using an ungreased cookie sheet. As you can see, when you do any kind of baking, be it bread, rolls, muffins, desserts, or whatever, you can see that an oven, or if you do a roast, the oven is really a very important part of the kitchen. Let's see. Yeah, shortening. 6 tablespoons of shortening. Because like I told you, this is just a basic recipe. We're just adding something to it to see how it's going to affect them in flavor. Now I know that the gravy I used, I doubt if you're going to taste it in the gravy because I put in so much into that gravy, the bone broth and everything else, but this is where we'll definitely taste it or see what kind of flavor it gives us. If it doesn't really give us a flavor, just think we should be able to put a tablespoon into a cake, making it more nutritious. Listen, you can go there. But we first have to try it to see what it's going to do. I don't think it'll affect the flavor, but you want to make sure. And this is the one place I know I'll taste it. Now, if you make your own baking powder, you don't have to put baking soda in if you want to have buttermilk biscuits. Just add the buttermilk. Only if you make your own baking powder. Now I have to put some culture, my discard in here, some of it, because I just have it's way too much now. Why did I shake it? You don't shake discard, you stir it. Okay. Okay. So I have to start getting rid of some of this discard. It's going to go into the yard. I'm going to mix it with milk, so it won't be real thick. Just stirring the milk and the discard together. Okay, now I get 2/3. Make a well in the middle, which I tell you all the time to do. I see by adding the milk and the culture together, it thins out, so I won't have to use as much. It's almost like a buttermilk. What makes the biscuits so light is because we really just don't handle it until we're patting it out to make the biscuits. This is 2 1/2, 2 1/4, my mistake, 2 1/4. Okay, I need a little more milk. Okay, you're gonna have to add maybe a tablespoon or 2 more milk. Finish getting it all to stick together. I'm throwing it all over the place. So when you add that to it, you might have to add a little more milk. If you're using your discard, go up to 3/4. Now if you want to keep the ratio perfect, minus a tablespoon of flour, and use the ground artichoke. Well, I should say Jerusalem artichoke, so make sure people know what I'm talking about. All right, so there's different ways. You can sit there and minus the flour or add a little extra milk, you know, just whichever way you want to go. This time I just added a little more milk than I needed. If you find them too dry the first time, they just sit there and add a little more milk next time you make them. If you found them a little too moist and you didn't like them, you sit there and cut back on it. This is where you make those minor little adjustments. Like I said, we're trying this. So there's a lot of things you can do in adjustments. I'm going to make big biscuits, so we're going to have less to go around, but that's okay. That's why I told you it was a basic recipe that we're using. Biscuit recipe. You have your favorite, and just add that tablespoon if you wish, or if you wish to do it a little different. But that's how I'm doing it. So I'll call them Jerusalem biscuits. But anybody who makes biscuits will understand it better. Well, that's giving me 7. We might have 9 biscuits in all. Yep, 9 biscuits. Move these over a little so we have room. Okay. Okay, they're ready. We have to wait for the oven. It's almost there. And we'll put them on for the time to cook them, which is about, what, 10, 12, 15 minutes, somewhere around there. I can't remember offhand. So remember, this is an experiment. We're going to see how the Jerusalem flour, Jerusalem artichoke flour, I call it Jerusalem, I should call it by its name, Jerusalem artichoke flour, the bit that we added, we're going to see what kind of flavor it gives to the biscuits. And we'll adjust it accordingly to that. But if it's great just like that, I'd leave it like that. And then any biscuit recipe you make, you could just add a tablespoon of that. And that should help. You know? I tried finding Jerusalem artichokes for my husband. They only came out a very short season, and he needed them all the time, and nobody sold them. I did not know I could grow them up here until much later. And I was saying, now this is what I should have planted acres of for my husband. But anyway, I learned now, so I'm sharing it and hoping that, you know, you don't have to go through what I went through. Okay? So I'll see you when they're done. Okay, they're done. Here they are. I know they look, you say they look just like regular biscuits. Yes, they do. Let me get this out of my way. I left them in for 15 minutes because they're not 2-inch biscuits. They're larger. Okay, here they are on the bottom. You did well. Now, I made these light whole wheat, but you can make them completely with white flour. The whole thing is we want to taste it because we added the Jerusalem artichoke powder. It's hot. When you first bite into them, there's a slight sweetness to them. They're very flaky, and that's what you want with a biscuit, flaky. Doesn't seem to bother them at all. It works. So if you make biscuits and you have Jerusalem powder or Jerusalem artichoke powder, you can add a tablespoon to it. Now, if you add a tablespoon and you're using some discard, you're going to have to add a little more milk, or liquid as they would say. If you wish, when you measure the flour, take a tablespoon out and put a tablespoon of Jerusalem artichoke powder in, if you wish to do it that way. Whatever is convenient for you, but it doesn't really interfere with the flavor. The only thing is it tastes a little sweet. I don't know what that was about, but anyway, take care and have a great day.